Good afternoon. This is Clark Neighbors with BIS Commodities in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, with the market recap for the week ending November 17, 2017. Fairly quiet week. Week that struggled early and had a pretty big bounce here at the end of the week. Corn, after all that excitement with corn closing up about 5 to 6 cents in the day, was unchanged for the entire week. Beans, which spent most of the week struggling, kind of a hangover from the November crop report on both the corn and the soybeans. Beans rallied back about 18 to 20 cents today, closing the week 5 cents higher. And wheat for the week is down 3 cents with continued slow market activity. It seems like we're at a time of year where trading ranges are fairly narrow. Volatility / trading ranges, I believe, on corn and soybeans right now are the smallest they've been year to date. And we only got a month or so to go left to go in 2017, going back to 2005, 2006. So between volatility and all that, you can sure see this market struggling to finding much new news. So today's bounce was nice to see, based on what looked to be a commodity uptick today, with dollar lower, crude higher. Went through some moving averages, probably seeing some short covering. Keep in mind, as of this afternoon's commitment to trade report, funds are short 230,000 contracts of corn. Been a lot of conversation in the market in regarding at or near record level by the funds short. Keep in mind, that's just a little over 10% of the total open interest in the corn market right now, and the biggest short position by the funds has been right around 20% of the total open interest, not 10. So that'll be interesting. And keep in mind, if this market goes higher, chances are it's met by some cash selling. In that regard, with harvest winding down or done in most areas, cash movement has been very, very limited. The producers put the crop away, made storage plans, etc. in most cases, other than when harvest is still going on. So we are seeing basis levels both on corn and beans, and more specifically corn, starting to bounce back based on this lack of farmer selling. We're still running 5 to 20 cents below historical values in basis in most regions, but in that regard, we are seeing some better basis. Pacific Northwest corn into the Asian market right now is the cheapest corn in the world. Export values continue to look better on corn than beans on a comparative value or a comparative level, which is kind of confusing considering the corn export program in place versus the beans. So we'll see if that means anything going forward. Also, with that firming in the corn values, spreads have narrowed in, namely the December-March. That spread's narrowed to 2.5 cents in the last week and a half. So you see some commercials, maybe with that spread coming in, the stronger basis, having some potential interest on the value of deliveries of the December contract as first notice day approaches here in about a week and a half. Producers continue need to look at locking in carry best they can. Please give us a call in the office to visit on that subject. There's a lot of conversation about that, and also pay close attention to the values out in the 2018 crop because of that carry, especially on corn. There's some levels out there that if we have another good crop next year, these values look pretty good. Cattle on feed report this afternoon. Continue to see a lot of numbers in cattle on feed. We're over 11 million at the time, and cattle on feed is 106.3. Trade was looking for 105.7. Placements 110.2. Trade was looking for 107.7. That placement number continues to be strong. But at the same point, the marketing number was strong, 105.6, a little over what the trade was looking for. So cash trade this week was steady, so we continue to see big or ample numbers on the supply side, but also ample numbers on the on the slaughter numbers. So how current are we? I think is going to depend on how this cattle market finishes 2017. Keep in mind next week is a shortened week because of the harvest day, and with harvest winding down, it'll be interesting to watch. There is kind of a seasonality where the grain markets tend to bounce a little during the Thanksgiving week. And interestingly enough, December corn futures here in 17 are following pretty closely to where they did last year in 2016. Broke through the after the November crop report, had a little rally into Thanksgiving, only to break one more time before first notice day or December 1st. If you have any questions on any of these markets, feel free to call us here, BIS Commodities. Phone number is 800-373-2525. And with that, everyone have a fantastic weekend.